Welcome back to Big Up, where today we're going to talk about some of my latest grabs, snags. A few of these actually been sitting on my shelf for review for a couple months, but they're still worth taking a look at. First up, we have Southern Belle Recordings 002 by Wheeze-ie. You can tell it's Wheeze-ie. This isn't drum bass. This is juke or footwork, whatever you want to call it. And it's pretty great. I'm a big fan, juke footwork fan. Been a big fan of it for a long time. And these are represses from 2015. The first one on this label was actually a repress of DJ Rashad. That was what caught my attention and made me pick it up. So it's got 4 tunes on it: OG Death, Touchy, Reject, Shake That Shit. And I gotta say, all 4 of these tunes are great. They're great footwork. Their OG Death is kind of dubby. Touchy's got a little dubby feel to it. And then on the B side is Reject and Shake That Shit. And that is really super old school ravey, both of them. They're going for an old school rave feeling. They old school stabs, just with that 170, 165 scattered pattern of drums. I totally dig this release. I definitely think it's worth picking up. I'd give this one a 5 out of 5 on my must grab list. We've got Amit's latest release. First thing I'll have reviewing from that's actually released this year on his MR label. 10-inch on gray vinyl. Pretty gorgeous. I like it a lot. Both these tunes are exactly what you expect from Amit. They're crazy sub-heavy halftime drum and bass that both pulls from the future and pulls from the past. It's got, Reese's and Hoover's, the A side, which I can't remember the name of, Points in Time, has just these crazy Hoover stabs. They're just great. They sound like old school rave, but in a modern time. This and the sub on both these tracks is just absolutely chest pounding. I can't recommend these enough. This is another 5 out of 5 for me. This is a must grab. You got to go grab this one. Next up, we got an interesting named artist. Only his second release. Both are on Cosmic, which is a label owned by Ohm Unit. It's not a drum bass label. It's kind of an experimental label. You got drum bass there. You've got just electronic that's hard to put into a specific genre. But you also have dubstep and drum and bass. But they definitely like to be on the experimental side. And if you've watched some of my other videos, you know that I'm a big fan. This one's great. All 4 of these tunes are kind of like experimental autonomic tunes. They're using different break patterns. They're using kind of chords and pads in real interesting ways that sound dark. This would actually, and some halftime drums. This would actually really mix well with that Amit tune that we just took a look at, especially Defender, which is on the B side. Definitely also dig the fact that you get 5 tunes here. 5 tunes on one plate's kind of nice these days, to be honest. I know the sound quality goes down, but I think it's worth it for listening purposes. I don't think there's a bad tune on here. They're definitely more experimental. I mean, there's nothing that's like a club smasher or anything. Nothing that's where I'm like, oh my God, I have to have this. But I think that all 5 of these tunes are something you could play out, something that are worth listening to. So I'm going to give this one a 4 out of 5. Next up, we've got Lewis James on Exit, Death to Habit EP. Another 5-tuner, which is great. We've got one featuring Lorne, one featuring D-Bridge, and another one featuring Alea Fresco on the A side. Definitely dig the lyrics on this one. Not the lyrics, the vocals on this one are definitely smooth and nice, and they fit with the autonomic style of this record. It's definitely on the autonomic style that's a little bit more aggressive, but it's definitely like it fits on Exit Records. It's dark and it's moody, and it's it's great. Once again, all 5 tunes worth your time, worth checking out. Exit kind of kept it simple on this one with just a plain black sleeve, which you can see got my fingerprints on it. I always like it when Exit goes a little bit extra with their, and they usually do with their sleeve art. I don't know why they didn't do that with this one, but I think this is worth picking up. I think this one's already hard to find. So if you can find it, I think it's worth checking out. I'd definitely give it a 4 out of 5. And last but not least, one of my all-time favorite drum funk artists on one of my favorite labels at the moment, Astrophonica. Once again, kind of going simple with the art on this one. I don't know if it's because this one wasn't doing as well on the dub plate, or we've been releasing so much stuff that they kind of kept this one more simple, or maybe it was because John wanted it that way. So it's John. It's his name, but he spelled it funky, so dgoHn. This one's got 4 tunes on it, and if you've never listened to John, then I highly recommend you do. He is one of the best guys that does drum funk these days. It's light, it's airy, it has masterful drum work on it. Always super bass heavy. That's one of the things I love about drum funk so much, is those guys love their bass. It's experimental. Dolores' Dickhead is definitely a little stuttered. It almost reminds me of Square Pusher, but it still keeps within the realms of being drum and bass. And then Arcata Road is a very chilled out kind of atmospheric tune that's well worth their time. I am super happy that I have this on wax, and highly recommend you pick it up also. Anyways, kind of a short one to get into too much detail, but let me know what you think. Am I wrong? Am I crazy? How do I review new records that I have to buy if all I want to buy is stuff I like? That's something I'm kind of wrestling with here. Let me know what you think of that. How do you do that? Should I start reviewing non-vinyl? I don't know. Anyways, like and subscribe. Thanks. Bye.